Hello my dear students, good morning all of you. Welcome to Unacademy, welcome to Kreatryx and welcome to our favorite Impulse batch. Before going to start today's discussion, let me introduce myself. I'm KV Swami. I did my MTech in Systems and Signal Processing from JNT College of Engineering, Hyderabad and passed out in the year 2007. And since 2009, I was into this GATE coaching field, teaching my favorite subjects, signals and systems and communication throughout the country. I have 12 plus years of teaching experience and now I'm associated with Unacademy. If you want to purchase any course on Unacademy, you can use my code KVS Live, with which you'll be getting flat 10% discount. Any course on Unacademy you can purchase using the code KVS Live. Coming to GATE, we'll see what are the variable courses for GATE we are having. Basically, we are having two types of subscriptions here, namely the plus subscription and the iconic subscription. In the plus subscription, the student is exposed to live classes, crash courses, weekly tests are conducted, doubt solving sessions are there, and batches are conducted in both English and Hindi. If a student is not comfortable with English, he can take the batch in Hindi, and if a student is not comfortable with Hindi, he can take the batch in English from his choice of educator. And we have rank improvement batches also. Apart from this, we have one more type of subscription known as iconic subscription, in which a personal coach is given to the students. Study planner is given, study booster sessions are there, test analysis is taken, dedicated doubt clearing instructors are there, and preparatory study material is also given to the students. Now you can choose whichever you like, either the plus subscription or the iconic subscription. Coming to the fee structure, in plus subscription, GATE or ESE preparation for 12 months, that is 1 year, it costs around 27,225 rupees only using the code KVS Live. GATE or ESE preparation in plus subscription for 18 months, that is 1.5 year course, it costs around 34,650 rupees only using the code KVS Live. In plus subscription, GATE or ESE preparation for 24 months, that is 2-year program, which is ideal for second year students, it costs around 39,600 rupees only using the code KVS Live. Coming to iconic subscription, GATE or ESE preparation for 12 months, that is 1 year, it costs around 45,225 rupees only using the code KVS Live. Iconic subscription, GATE or ESE preparation for 24 months, that is 2-year program, it costs around 66,600 rupees only using the code KVS Live. So you can choose your choice, either iconic subscription or the plus subscription. But don't forget to use the code KVS Live. KVS Live. Right. Now, there is an offer, my dear students, that if you are going to take your subscription today, that is on this 13th of April, see, the advantage is you are going to get, you are going to take the subscription for 12 months, but additional 3 months subscription you are going to get. Means you can prepare after your GATE exams also for PSUs and other exams. So try to avail this offer. So get the subscription for 12 months and you will be getting 3 additional months free, right? And here also you can use my code KVS Live. Right. And this Sunday also, Unacademy is also conducting an online exam known as Unacademy Combat, that is on 18th of April, and the branches eligible are mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics and communication, and computer science and information technology. It is 1 hour duration exam. And the advantage of this Unacademy Combat is that top 3 winners from each branch will get 100% scholarship on plus subscription. Means they need not pay anything for plus subscription, and top 100 winners will get additional discounts. Now, in order to write this Unacademy Combat also, use the code KVS Live. Right. Now, let's switch back to our class. Good morning all of you. Those who are coming new, subscribe the channel and share the session. Good morning Adarsh, good morning Manu, good morning Harish. Fine. See, yesterday what we were discussing discrete time LTI systems, right? Yesterday we were discussing discrete time LTI systems. The principle here is, first of all, we'll try to represent any discrete time signal in terms of impulses using this expression. You must remember this expression. When this led to a LTI system with impulse response h of n. H of n is the impulse response of discrete time LTI system. H of t is the impulse response of continuous time LTI system. The output, what you are going to get will be summation k varying from minus infinite to infinite x of k h of n minus k. This we call by the name convolution sum, denoted as y of n is equal to x of n convolved with h of n. Folding, shifting and multiplying is nothing but your convolution, right? Good morning Anup Kumar Yadav. Right. After this, we have seen what happens if I convolve alpha power n u of n, where alpha lies between 0 and 1 with u of n. What is that we got? 1 minus alpha power n plus 1 by 1 minus alpha u of n. And you can use a width property also. Alpha power n u of n convolved with u of n minus 1. So in the first signal there is no shift, in the second signal there is shift, no? So wherever you have n, replace it with n minus 1. So this becomes 1 minus alpha power n by 1 minus alpha u of n minus 1. And we have seen what is un convolved with un, n plus 1 un, which can be written as r of n plus 1. And discrete time LTI systems are specified by linear constant coefficient difference equations. Here D stands for difference equations. Continuous time LTI systems are specified by linear constant coefficient differential equations, whereas discrete time LTI systems are specified by linear constant coefficient difference equations. Right. Now let's discuss the homework problem. Yesterday one homework problem I gave you, what is that? I gave you two signals. First one is x of n is equal to 2 power n u of minus n, and h of n is equal to u of n. The question is, sketch the output y of n. Sketch the output y of n means we have to draw the output signal y of n, right? Hope everybody done this problem. Now the procedure is, whatever may be the problem, first of all try to draw the signals. For drawing the signals, let's define the signals. How we are going to define? X of n is 2 power n. U of minus n. U of minus n means exists from what value to what value? Minus infinite to 0. So n less than or equal to 0. And it is 0 for n greater than 0. Now how you are going to draw this signal? Independent variable is n, discrete time signal. What happens if I substitute n is equal to 0, 2 power 0 is 1. N is equal to minus 1, 1 by 2. Discrete time signal, now it takes only integer values of the independent variable. 1 by 4. Like this. This is x of n. Now h of n. H of n is what? U of n. Now both the signals are ready. Fine. Now first step, change the independent variable from n to k. Change the independent variable from n to k. Fine. Second step, take the reversal of h of k to get h of minus k. Take the reversal. What will happen if I take the reversal mirror image along vertical axis? Shift h of minus k by n means add n to every point on the horizontal axis of h of minus k. Same procedure. Now what happens if I add n? So this is n. This will be n minus 1, n minus 2, and so on. This is what is your h of n minus k. H of n minus k. Now if you observe, we have x of k and we have h of n minus k. Both the signals are ready. Now what is our aim? We have to slide this h of n minus k over x of k by giving different values of n. Case 1, case 2 will come. Case 1. N less than 0. N can be, this value of n can be less than 0 or it can be greater than or equal to 0. Now, how to get the limits here? N less than 0 means, tell me a value of n less than 0. Tell me one value of n less than 0. Minus 1 if I take. Minus 2, minus 3. Now, is there any common portion between x of k and h of n minus k so that you can multiply and add? Is there any common portion? X of k is existing from minus infinite to 0. H of n minus k for n is equal to minus 1 is existing from minus infinite to minus 1. Yes, it is common portion is minus infinite to minus 1. Suppose if I take the value of n to be minus 2. So what will happen? Common portion is there still from minus infinite to minus 2. So in general, what is the common portion? Common portion is from minus infinite to the point what you are assuming. If you take the value of n to be minus 1, common portion will come up to minus 1. If you take the value of n to be minus 2, common portion will come from minus infinite to minus 2. So we got the common portion minus infinite to n. In general, x of k 2 power k, h of n minus k 1. As convolution is commutative, you can fold and shift any signal among x of n and h of n. It is your choice. But whenever you have u of n, try to fold and shift that signal. Okay. Now the thing is we have to simplify this summation. How to simplify? See, follow the steps what I am saying here. Will feel convenient if we have plus infinite instead of minus infinite. Will feel convenient if we have plus infinite in this summation instead of minus infinite. So let's make it by taking k is equal to minus k. K is equal to minus k you take. Now y of n will become summation k is equal to minus n to infinite. Yes, I can interchange the limits in summation because addition is commutative. No, a plus b is equal to b plus a. I can interchange the limits in summation. So n becomes minus n, minus infinite becomes infinite. 2 power minus k or 1 by 2 whole power k. This is what I am going to get. And in the next step, what I am going to do is I want to make this lower limit as 0 so that I can apply sum to infinite terms expression in geometry progression. So how to make this lower limit as 0? Mathematical manipulation only I am doing. Take one more variable m, which is nothing but k plus n. So what will happen? Y of n is equal to lower limit of k is what? Minus n plus n means lower limit of m will 0. Upper limit of k is infinite. Infinite plus something is infinite. 1 by 2 raised to k. K is what? M minus n. But the summation is a variable of m, no? Bring the other terms outside. Means 2 power n summation. Mathematical manipulation only. Nothing is there. Right? The next step. Now give different values of m and observe what happens. What happens if I substitute m is equal to 0? 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 whole square plus so on up to infinite. This is sum to infinite terms in geometric progression, no? Sum to infinite terms in geometric progression is what? A upon 1 minus r, where a is the first term and r is the common ratio. Common ratio means t2 by t1, t3 by t2, which comes to be 2 power n plus 1. Hope all of you got the same answer. What happens? Strength is very low. 2 power n plus 1 is the output. Now this is case 1. Let's observe case 2. Case 2. What happens if n greater than or equal to 0? What happens if n greater than or equal to 0? What is your y of n? Observe here. N greater than or equal to 0. For n greater than or equal to 0, I must get the limits, no? What happens if I take n is equal to 1? Is there a common portion between x of k and h of n minus k now? X of k is existing from minus infinite to 0, whereas h of n minus k is existing from minus infinite to 1. Yes, common portion is there. Minus infinite to 0. What happens if I take the value of n to be 2, n to be 2, is there a common portion? Yes, it is still there from minus infinite to 0. So whatever the value of n you consider for greater than or equal to 0, common limits or the common area for multiplication is minus infinite to 0. Minus infinite to 0. K is equal to minus infinite to 0, x of k, h of n minus k. Right? Now you can simplify this one by taking again k is equal to minus k, so that y of n is equal to summation k is equal to 0 to infinite 2 power minus k or 1 by 2 whole power k, 1 plus 1 by 2 plus sum to infinite terms a upon 1 minus r, which is nothing but 2. So this is what we got as the output for n greater than or equal to 0. Right? So what is the output we got? Y of n is equal to 2 power n plus 1 for n less than 0, and it is 2 for n greater than or equal to 0. Right? Now you can put in single expression. Can you put this one in a single expression? Can you put this one in a single expression? It is 2 power n plus 1, n less than 0. N less than 0 means in discrete what? See, in continuous t less than 0. T less than 0 means u of minus t. T greater than 0 means u of t. In discrete, already we discussed while discussing causal, anti-causal, non-causal signals. In discrete, n greater than or equal to 0 means u of n. N less than 0 means minus infinite to minus 1. U of minus n minus 1. So it is 2 power n plus 1 u of minus n minus 1 plus 2 u of n. 2 u of n. Now we have to draw this one. How to draw? Observe here. Y of n is equal to right? Now how to draw? For n greater than or equal to 0, 2u of n. 2u of n means like this. For n less than 0 means from minus infinity to minus 1, 2 power n plus 1. What happens if I substitute minus 1? 2 power minus 1 plus 1, it is 1. Substitute minus 2 plus 1. 2 power minus 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and so on. This is the shape of the output signal y of n. Take down. The thing is, if when we are discussing everything in detail, nobody is turning up for the class. And remember, my dear students, any initiatives or the future initiatives in this channel are dependent on the strength only. Many faculty has told this one many times, even Ankit sir, Shankar sir, they have told that initiatives are dependent on the strength only. Right? So this is a homework problem we discussed. Now after this, what we are going to do is, let's discuss a problem from GATE 2010. GATE 2010, a question was given. Using many methods, you can get the solution, but as we are discussing folding, shifting and multiplying, let's see the answer with this method. X of n is equal to n for 0 less than or equal to n less than or equal to 10. Y of n is equal to x of n convolved with x of n. What is the value of y of 4? Try to solve this problem and get the answer. What is the value of y of 4? X of n is n between 0 to 10. Y of n is xn convolved with xn. Now he is asking us to get the value of y of 4. This is a previous GATE question. Any answer? Harish, Sanchita, Anup, Manu. What is the value of y of 4? Using many methods, you can solve this problem. Okay, let me try. So if you are getting answer in between, you can type your answers and I'll check. X of n is equal to n. Try to draw the shape of the signal. X of n is equal to n between 0 to 10 only. 0 to 10. So for 0, 0, linear relation, no? For 1, 1, for 2, 2, for 3, 3, for 4, 4, for 5, 5, linear relation, so on, for 10, 10. Okay, this is x of n. Now, the first signal, the other signal we need not draw because this signal is convolved with itself only. So, just assume that other signal is also drawn. Now, what is the first step? Change the independent variable from n to k. Assume that change. Fold one signal. So, take the reversal of this signal only. What happens if I take the reversal? 0 will come to 0. 1 will come to minus 1. 2 will come to minus 2. 3 will come to minus 3. 4 will come to minus 4. And so on. 10 will come to minus 10. Right? Now, after taking the reversal, what we have to do? Shift by n, means add n. But what is the value of n he is asking? 4. Means add 4 to every point on the horizontal axis here. What happens if I add 4? Observe here. If I add 4, simply I am following the procedure. From 3 or 4 days we are doing nothing. One procedure we are following. Signals are changing. What happens if I add 4 to every point? 4 plus 0, 4. Here this will be, this is 4, this is 3, this is 2, this is 1, this is 0, this is minus 1, and so on. This will be minus 6. Now, is there a common portion between this signal and this signal? Yes, 0 to 4 is a common portion. Convolution means what? Multiply and take the area. Discrete time signal area means summation, right? So multiply these two signals over the common portion and add. So y of 4 is equal to, what is the value at 0 here? 0. What is the value at 0 here? 4. 0 multiplied with 4, and as I have to take the area, add. What is the value at 1 here? 1. Here 3. 1 multiplied with 3 plus 2 multiplied with 2 plus what is the value at 3 here? 3 multiplied with 1. What is the value at 4? What is the value at 4 in the bottom signal? 0. So 0, 3 plus 4 plus 3, which comes to be 10. Anybody got this answer? 10? Anybody got the answer as 10? Answer is 10. You're not active in the live chat also. Okay, answer is 10. Let's solve one more previous question. GATE 2012. Given y of n is equal to x of n convolved with g of n where x of n is some 1 by 2 whole power n u of n, and g of n is a causal sequence. If y of 0 is equal to 1, y of 1 is 1 by 2, then the value of g of 1 is, options he gave, 1, 1 by 2, 1, 1 by 2, 2, 0. Come on, try to solve this problem at least. Manu, yes. Manu, you are absent for yesterday's class. Come on, try to solve this problem and get the answer. Any answer? Okay. See how to solve this problem. He has given y of n as x of n convolved with g of n, and let me tell you that there are many ways in which you can solve this question. This is, I mean, folding, shifting and multiplying, conventional method you are doing. After that, using the concept of linear convolution, you can solve this problem, and using Z transform also you can get the answer. There are many methods. We'll discuss all the methods. Now, x of n convolved with g of n. X of n is given, no? So as per our method, what we have to do? We have to go from the basics, draw the signal, For drawing the signal, define the signal. 1 by 2 whole power n u of n means how we are going to define? This 1 by 2 whole power n. U of n means n greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for n less than 0. A decaying exponential will get. We know how to draw this one. This is 1, this is 1 by 2, 1 by 4. Or I'll do one thing. I'll draw a bigger signal. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the shape of x of n. This is 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. X of n. So the first signal is ready. Second signal, g of n is a causal sequence, he said. Simply he said causal sequence, but he didn't give any definition. But we know from our previous discussion that a signal is said to be causal if it satisfies the property g of n is equal, signal is said to be causal if it satisfies the properties g of n is 0 for n less than 0. If the signal is absent for the values of n less than 0, it is said to be a causal signal, right? So take any causal signal of your choice. Now I'm going to take like this. My choice is like this. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Here A, B, C values I am taking. This is not a unit step. A, B, C, we don't know the values of A, B, C. If A, B, C are all 1, then it becomes a unit step signal. Some signal, causal signal I am taking like this. Right? Now convolution is done between this x of n and g of n, and in this process what is asking us to calculate g of one value. G of one value means our aim is to find out the value of b. Our aim is to find out the value of b, right? So follow the procedure. First step, change the independent variable from n to k. Okay, change the independent variable from n to k in both the signals, n to k. Second step, take the reversal of g of k to get g of minus k. No, fine. Take the reversal. Reversal means what do you know? Mirror image along vertical axis. Mirror image along vertical axis. Take the reversal of g of k to get g of minus k. Third step is what? Shift. We have to shift this g of minus k by n units. Means we have to add n to every point on the horizontal axis of g of minus k. What happens if I add n? n minus 1, n minus 2. It will come like this, no? And so on. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is G of n minus k. N minus k. Right? Now, observe here. He has given some information. What is that? Y of 0 is equal to 1. What is the information he gave? Y of 0 is equal to 1. Y of 0 is equal to 1 means he is saying that in the output, if I substitute the value of n to be 0, the output value is 1. If I substitute the value of n to be 0, the output what I am going to get is 1. Try to substitute n as 0 and observe. N is equal to 0. If you observe what happens, 0 means minus 1, minus 2 and so on. Now, is there a common portion between this x of k and g of n minus k so that we can multiply for n is equal to 0? Yes, common portion is there. Only at 0. So, at 0, what is the value of x of k? 1. G of n minus k? A. So, I can write 1 multiplied with a is 1. A is equal to 1. But he is asking us to get the value of b, no? So, we got g of 0. G of 0 is what? 1. Now, we must get g of 1. For that, use the next information. Y of 1 is 1 by 2, he said. Y of 1 is 1 by 2. Y of 1 is 1 by 2 means what? He is saying that if you substitute the value of n to be 1, the output what we are going to get is 1 by 2. Substitute n is equal to 1 and observe what will happen. So, let me erase this. And we got some value of a also, right? Okay. N is equal to 1 you substitute. 1, 0, minus 1. Now, is there any common portion between x of k and g of n minus k so that you can multiply? Yes, common portion is there between 0 and 1. So, what is the value at 0 here? 1. What is the value at 0 here? B. So, I can write 1 multiplied with b. What is the value at 1 here? Common portion is from 0 to 1, no? What is the value at 1 here? 1 by 2. And what is the value at 1 here? A. Plus 1 by 2 A is equal to 1 by 2. Now, A value is 1, no? So, the value of B what you are going to get is simply 0. 0. So, the answer must be D. Option D. Very simple. Folding, shifting and multiplying. First of all, draw the signals. Here said causal. Causal signal means I have taken some causal signal and followed the procedure. Use the available information. Y of 0 is equal to 1, y of 1 is 1 by 2. He is asking us to calculate the value of g of 1. Hope everybody is comfortable with this. Yes, Manu, your answer is right. 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 Here, let me write some important results. Some important results. Very, very important. Observe here. Continuous time. Discrete time. In continuous time, if you remember, e power minus at u of t convolved with u of t. Here a can be greater than 0, a can be less than 0, but a not equal to 0, right? So what is that we got? 1 minus e power minus at by minus a u of t. Hope you remember this one. In the same way, in discrete time, alpha power n u of n convolved with u of n. So here alpha can be greater than 1, alpha can be less than 1, but alpha not equal to 1. This will be 1 minus alpha power n plus 1 by 1 minus alpha u of n. U of n. Okay, just I am comparing the continuous time with discrete time. Second one. In continuous time, what is ut convolved with ut we got? Suppose if a is equal to 0, this becomes ut. Now ut convolved with ut is what we got? R of t. In discrete time, un convolved with u of n is R of n plus 1. R of n plus 1. Right? If a continuous time, if a not equal to b, e power at u of t convolved with e power bt u of t. What is this equal to? E power at minus e power bt by a minus b. I told you to prove this one. I don't know how many of you tried. E power at minus e power bt by a minus b u of t. If a not equal to b in discrete, a power n u of n convolved with b power n u of n. U of n. What happens if a is equal to b? If a is equal to b in the above, if a is equal to b in the above, e power at u of t convolved with e power at u of t. It is t e power at u of t. T e power at u of t. What happens if a is equal to b in the above? In discrete, remember a power n u of n convolved with a power n u of n is a power n into n plus 1 u of n. A power n times n plus 1 u of n. You must prove all this. See, in a detailed manner, we are giving everything, but nobody is turning for the class. Very annoying situation. And in continuous, xt convolved with del t is what? Convolution of a signal with impulse signal. give the same signal. Discrete time also, xn convolved with del n is xn. Using the width property, xt convolved with del of t minus t naught. Convolution of a signal with a shifted impulse. Shifted signal. Discrete also. X of n convolved with del of n minus n naught. X of n minus n naught. Convolution of a signal with a shifted impulse simply shifts the signal. Okay. After this, the next topic is convolution of sequences. Suppose if you are given sequences, how to convolve? Convolution of sequences. In brackets, you can write linear convolution. The other name is linear convolution. Linear convolution. Before going to solve the problems on linear convolution, let's take some points. First point. If the sequence x of n starts at nx, h of n starts at nh, then the resulting sequence yn starts at nx plus nh. nx plus nh. If xn contains n1 samples, hn contains n2 samples, then yn will contain n1 plus n2 minus 1 number of samples. Yn will terminate, means ending point, at nx plus nh plus n1 plus n2 minus 2. Last one, summation y of n is equal to summation x of n multiplied with summation h of n. Take down. We'll try to verify all these 4 points with respect to an example. Done? Okay. Now, let's take one example. Here, x of n is 1, 2, 3, 4. Some sequence is given. We know that set of samples is nothing but a sequence. Discrete time signals are represented as sequences, no? H of n is 1, 2, 1, minus 1. Now, he is asking us to calculate the output. He is asking us to calculate the output of the LTI system given input and impulse response. You can go with the previous method, folding, shifting and multiplying. Happily you will get the answer. That is your homework. Try to get the output using folding, shifting and multiplying. Means change, first of all, draw the signals, change the independent variable from n to k, take the reversal of h of k to get h of minus k and shift it by shift h of minus k by n and perform convolution. That is your work after the class. And yesterday also I told you that without you attempting any problem, subject will not improve. You must do a lot of problems. Simply attending the class makes no sense, let me tell you, right? Fine. The other method what I am going to discuss is the cross table method. Very simple method. Cross table method. What I am going to do is I am going to form a cross table like this. Most of you might be knowing also this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, minus 1. Right? You can interchange your input and impulse response, your wish. Look here. Now try to multiply. 1 multiplied with 1 is 1. 1 multiplied with 2 is 2. 1 minus 1. 2 multiplied with 1, 2, 4, 2 minus 2. 3, 6, 3 minus 3. 4, 8, 4 minus 4. After multiplying, separate the elements in a diagonal fashion like this. First diagonal, only one element. Second diagonal, separate like this. Separate. After separation, add the elements. Your y of n will be 1. Second diagonal 2 plus 2 is our first box 1. Second box 2 plus 2 4. Third box 8. Fourth box 11. Fifth one 9. 1 minus 4. This is what you are going to get as the output. Very simple. Right? The next thing is, we know that discrete time sequence is represented in form of a sequence. Suppose if I say 1, 2, 3. This is a sequence. This represents a discrete time signal. And arrow indicates the sample value at n is equal to 0. First of all, we must know the sample value at n is equal to 0. No? And in the very initial classes, I told you that if arrow is given, well and good. If arrow is not given, we must take the arrow at the first point. Yes or no? We must take the arrow at the first point. Suppose if I place the arrow here, 0, 1, 2. I can say that this is starting at what? Starting at n is equal to 0. Suppose if I place the arrow here, instead of being at 1, if I place the arrow here, arrow indicates the sample value at n is equal to 0. Right side of arrow 1, 2, 3. Left side of arrow minus 1, minus 2. Now if I place the arrow at 2, I can say that this is starting at minus 1. Starting point is minus 1. Suppose if I place the arrow here, n is equal to 0, minus 1, minus 2. Now I can say that this is starting at minus 2, or we can say that starting of a discrete time sequence is known by the placement of arrow only. Starting of a discrete time sequence is known by the placement of arrow only. If arrow is given, well and good. If arrow is not given, by default you must take the arrow at the first point. Here he has not given any arrow in the problem, so place the arrow here, place the arrow here. Now, what is the starting point for x of n? 0. What is the starting point for h of n? 0. Now, as per our discussion, if the sequence x of n starts at nx, h of n starts at nh, then the resulting sequence y of n must start at what? Nx plus nh, means 0 plus 0, 0. So, you have to place the arrow here in the output. Now, how many samples x of n is containing? 4 samples. How many samples h of n is containing? 4 samples. As per our discussion, output must contain how many samples? N1 plus N2 minus 1 number of samples, means 4 plus 4 minus 1. 7 samples we must have in the output. Let's verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, output is containing 7 samples. And output must terminate at what point? Nx plus nh plus n1 plus n2 minus 2. Nx plus nh means 0 plus 0 plus n1 plus n2 minus 2 means it is 6. Right. Now, arrow indicates the sample value at n is equal to 0. No? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is terminating at the point 6. Fine. After this, what happens if you add all the elements in x of n? Add all the elements in x of n. 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. It is 10. Add all the elements in h of n. It is 3. Add all the elements in y of n. It is 30. And we know that 10 multiplied with 3 is 30. The fourth point is also verified. Summation y of n is nothing but summation x of n multiplied with summation h of n. Right? It is one property of convolution which we will be discussing tomorrow. For the time being, summation y of n is summation x of n multiplied with summation h of n. Every point is verified. Hope you got this one. Suppose if I place, look here, instead of the arrow being at 1, suppose if I place the arrow here. If I place the arrow here, what will happen? My nx will change, you know. Now, arrow means this is n is equal to 0, this is minus 1. Now, my nx, x of n is starting at minus 1, h of n is starting at 0. So, as per our discussion, output must start at what point? Nx plus nh, means output must start at minus 1. After minus 1, then comes 0. No? So, you have to place the arrow here. Right? Now, what happens if I place the arrow here in h of n? So, this is n is equal to 0, this is minus 1. Now, my h of n is starting at what point? Minus 1. X of n is starting at minus 1, h of n is also starting at minus 1. As per our discussion, output must start at nx plus nh, means minus 2. So, minus 2 means, look here, this is minus 2, minus 1, then comes 0. So, based on the input arrow and impulse response arrow, output arrow will move. Output arrow will move. Right? Very, very important. See, based on this discussion, a previous question was given. GATE 2008, make a note of it. GATE 2008. A discrete time LTI system is having impulse response h of n with h of 0 is equal to and h of n is 0 otherwise. The system, sorry, so small, the system is given an input sequence with x of 0 is equal to x of 2 is equal to 1 and x of n is equal to 0 otherwise. The total number of non-zero samples in the output y of n and the value of y of 2 are respectively options 5, 2, 6, 2, 6, 5, 1, 5, 3. Come on, try to solve this problem. Very simple problem. Impulse response is given, input is also given. It is asking us to calculate the output y of n. Manu has given option A. Okay, Manu, I am locking your answer. Manu's answer is option A. Any more answers? Very simple. Any more answers? It is given in GATE 2008 under 2 marks. 2 marks question. 2 marks. See, h of n, what is the impulse response he gave? 1, -1, 1. Where you have to place the arrow? H of 0 is 1. Place the arrow. Input is what? X of 0 is 1. X of 1 is not given. Between, if you have any two samples, between the samples, one, suppose if you have this kind of situation. At 0, some sample is there. 2, some sample is there. At 1, if sample is missing means you can consider the missing sample to be 0. 1, 0, 1. With arrow placed at 1. Now, use the cross table method. Use the cross table method. Kulla Harish Kumar, 5, 2. Cross table method. -1, -1, 1. 1, 0, 1, right? 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1. -1, 0, -1. 1, 0, 1. Now separate. Right? Now after separating, add y of n is equal to 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1, right? 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1. Now, x of n is starting at 0, h of n is also starting at 0. So, output will start at 0. So, you have to place the arrow here. How many non-zero samples are there? All are non-zero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 non-zero samples are there. And what value is asking? Y of 2. Observe here. Y of 0, y of 1, y of 2. Yes, 5 comma 2. So option A becomes the answer. Yes, your answers are correct. Option A becomes the answer. Option A becomes the answer. Sometimes, look here, what they'll do, look here, this discussion is important, what I'm going to do now. They'll give the input. They'll give the input. What is input? 1, 0, 1. They'll give the input. They'll give the output also. Listen carefully. They'll give the input, they'll give the output also. From this, they'll ask you to find out the impulse response. They'll give the input, they'll give output. From this, they'll ask you to find out the impulse response. Can you find out how? Observe here. How many samples are there in the input? 3 samples. How many samples are there in the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 samples. So, as per our discussion, impulse response must contain how many samples? 3 samples, because output samples are n1 plus n2 minus 1. No? So, impulse response must contain 3 samples. So, do you know what are those samples? No. So, let them be some A, B, C. A, B, C. But we know one thing, that convolution of input and impulse response gives output. We know one thing, that convolution of input and impulse response gives output. So, use the cross table method one more time. So, impulse response is A, B, C, 1, 0, 1. Now, A, 0, A, B, 0, B, C, 0, C. Now, separate. What is that you are going to get the output? You are going to get the output as A, B, A plus C, B, C. This is what you are going to get. But what is the output he gave? One minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1. Now compare. What is the in place of A? 1. What is the in place of B? Minus 1. And what is the in place of C? 1. So H of n must be 1 minus 1, 1. The arrow placed at 1. Observe. 1 minus 1, 1. Got the same. In this way you have to solve. Okay. Now the question is, can you solve that GATE 2010 problem? GATE 2010 problem using this cross table method. What is the GATE 2010 problem we discussed? X of n is n, 0 less than or equal to n less than or equal to 10. Y of n is xn convolved with xn. Y of 4. We calculated, no? The answer we got it. The answer we got is 10. Let's see whether we can get the same answer using cross table method or not. For that, form a cross table like this. So input x of n is 1, n means what? For 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And so on up to 10. Now multiply. 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. Now, this is y of 0. So we have to separate, no? In a diagonal fashion, this is y of 0. This is y of 1. Y of 2. This is y of 3. This is what is your y of 4. So what is your y of 4 now? It's asking y of 4, right? Y of 4 is 0 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 0, which comes to be 10. Same answer we got using this method also. Same answer we got. Now, can we solve that GATE 2012 problem using this method? GATE 2012 problem is what? Yn is xn convolved with gn, where xn is 1 by 2 whole power n u of n, and gn is a causal sequence. If y of 0 is equal to 1, y of 1 is 1 by 2, then g of 1 is how much? Let's see whether we are going to get the same answer or not. Form a cross table. Input. So you can divide like this and take it. See here x of n, here g of n. So x of n is what? 1 by 2 whole power n u of n means 1, 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole power 0 is 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and so on. G of n we don't know, but it must be causal. A, B, C we assume, no? A, B, C. Now multiply. A, B, C, A by 2, B by 2, C by 2, A by 4, B by 4, C by 4, and so on. Now this is y of 0. This is y of 1. He has given some information regarding y of 0, right? Y of 0, what he said, is 1. But what is y of 0 from this table? A. So comparing this to A is 1. What is y of 1? He gave 1 by 2. What is y of n from y of 1 from the table? A by 2 plus B. Equate 1 by 2 plus B is equal to 1 by 2. So B is 0. B means g of 1. 0. Okay. So this is regarding today's class. More we'll discuss tomorrow the properties of convolution in detail. Just I stated, no, a commutative convolution based commutative property and width property, but we haven't stated. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the properties in detail. There are other properties like associative property, distributive property, differentiation property, okay, area property. So we'll discuss all the properties of convolution in detail tomorrow. Very, very important session, and the future sessions will continue if you are coming in large number only. So if you're coming like this 1 or 2 watching, 3 watching means it is very difficult to run the show. Let me tell you clearly. And you can follow me on Unacademy, and all of you, those who are coming today, please, you must join the group. All of you join this Telegram group. After the class, immediately you have to join the Telegram group t.me kvs_gate. Manu, Harish, those who are watching, join the Telegram group. Join this Telegram group kvs_gate. And you can follow me on Unacademy, unacademy.com @kvswami. And these are our channels. You must propagate the information, that lot of information is there in our channels. Kreatryx channel, this is mechanical, civil, chemical, computer science, Unacademy GATE questions, computer science, Unacademy GATE English, electrical junction, apti express, right? And finally, thank you. Thanks for your patience, and join the Telegram group after the class, and don't miss the future classes. All the best and happy learning. Thank you.